April touched on it a couple times, but she said you guys have learned some things over the past couple of weeks. What do you feel that you've learned?
I feel like I've just learned how to compete when we're down. We've in the past we never normally have been down in a game. We've always scored first. We've always produced runs. I think that's something that we're all learning, is how to bounce back from a bad inning or a home run or an error in the field. I think that that's one thing that we're doing a really good job of learning and progressing, and I think that's something that we're going to continue to learn. So.
You also being sort of the upperclassman on this team, what have you told to the younger players about, staying in this fight and being the competitiveness just of the Pac-12 schedule?
Yeah, I've definitely told them that it's a grind. We wake up in the morning, we go to weights, we come to practice, we go to class. It's finals week right now. We're still doing the same grind. Competition's going to get harder and harder. Pac's not easy. And so we kind of just tell them to keep their head down and work, and results are going to be produced. So we can't just focus on result. It has to be a process, and we're trusting the process. And I think that they're doing a really good job of that, especially our whole infield's freshmen. And I think that's really important, is that they're learning these things early so that the next few years it's going to be even better than it already is for our infield.
For you yourself, you touched on it obviously already. You haven't lost very much here. So what is it like this season, obviously that being a change and you guys fighting this sort of uphill battle with so many young players on this team?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've been faced with so much adversity, it's ridiculous. And we're going to continue to get faced with adversity. And I think it's something that's going to make us extremely strong in the end. Yeah, we won a lot of games last year, but I also think that this team is going to win a lot of games in the future years and upcoming years. This year is definitely a building year, and it's definitely a year that we're all learning from, and that's something to take in and really use as our almost our backbone. So
during this entire period, what has the locker room sort of been like for you guys?
We have to stay up and happy and wanting to win. We tell each other that we have to believe that we're going to win, and we have to believe that we're the best people out there, because if we don't, we have nothing. And so our trust with each other and within our coaching staff and our pitchers, our hitting, we have to trust each other, and we have to believe those things and not just go by it. So I think that we're really trying to almost preach it to them, that we just have to believe. We have to believe that we're good enough to win a series or anything. We just have to believe that we're good enough.
Other than maybe that belief, what's some of the focuses for Washington this weekend?
Definitely pitching. It's going to be more of the challenging pitching that we're going to see this weekend for the Pac. Washington has great pitching staff with Taryn and with Gabby. Their defense is always really good with Sis at short. And so we just have to work with getting in the gaps and working their defense and making sure we're on plane with their pitch. And it's just going to be continuously fighting and continuously battling every pitch and every inning. We can't give them the opportunity to come back in the game. We have to continuously keep that pressure on them.
You kind of mentioned that this is kind of different going through some of these losses, also being outside the top 25. You have a top 10 team coming in. Is it kind of nice to have the underdog mentality though too?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's too much of an underdog mentality. I think we're going in with the same mentality that we have every year against Washington. They're one of our rivals, and we have to compete the same way that we've competed every year. And yeah, we are on a, if you want to call it a losing streak, like April said earlier, it's like a learning process, and I think that we can't go into it with the thought of that we lost. I think we have to go into it with the thought that we're gonna keep competing, we're gonna keep fighting, and we're gonna produce a win.